Vanessa referred to this as the 1-year anniversary of Shelter in Place. I would like to say that I like to think of it as the 1-year anniversary of Tiger King, actually. That's what I like to go with, just a positive spin. Hello, everyone. My name is Wonder Dave. If you don't know me, I have been a member of this church for a couple years now. I am not now, nor at any point in life would I be what someone would call a participator. By participator, I mean someone who enthusiastically joins groups. I am not the type of person who will volunteer to go on stage to assist the magician during a show. In my view, I paid for the seat, and I would simply like to sit there and be entertained. This is a lifelong attitude. As a teenager, my desire to participate was at an all-time low. I didn't much want to spend any time around my family, to the point where being grounded meant that I was not allowed to go to my room. But even as a child, I was pretty content playing by myself. I thought other kids were too loud, and social interaction came with too many rules about how to act. To be clear, I had friends, I engaged in group activities in school, but it never came naturally to me. I am still slow when it comes to joining. For instance, I started coming to UUSF for Sunday services in 2018, and I didn't officially become a member until 2020, so I really took my time to figure this out. When Joe Chapeau reached out to ask me if I would like to speak specifically about the value of being part of this community, my brain went, oh no. It wasn't a fear of public speaking. I am a stand-up comedian. In 2019, I was on stage a total of 324 times. I know that because I have a spreadsheet, which is the sign of a very fun person. Writing something and then saying the thing I wrote out loud into a microphone are something I have done a lot. But this is different because this involves the biggest F word of all, feelings and talking about them. When I came to Unitarian Universalism, I was depressed. My grandparents, whose home I had grown up in, died 9 days apart from one another, and I was not handling it well. I needed something, I knew, but wasn't quite sure what. I decided that perhaps just to be around people in a space that felt sort of sacred would be good. I knew a bit about Unitarian Universalism. There was no creed. There was the free and responsible search for truth and meaning, no hellfire or damnation, no dunking babies in water, although there is that thing over there. Not entirely sure what it's for. You can explain it to me later. I had a notion that UU was sort of the Platonic ideal of religion. People in a building on a Sunday doing charitable things and praying, probably. I honestly was not that sure what to expect. But all of that was appealing to me. It seemed like a low-pressure religious scenario without a lot of rules, something rule-averse and social-averse me would be capable of handling. I showed up on a Sunday, and while I don't remember the exact theme of the service, I do recall that Reverend Vanessa Rush Southern read an Anne Sexton poem. I have always loved poetry, and I knew after reading that poem I was going to come back. You cannot read an Anne Sexton poem to a person who is depressed without piquing their interest a little bit. I have continued to come back for over 2 years, in person, via live stream, and in podcast form. I have attended services, protested outside the building, been a part of Becoming Together, social events, and other small groups in the church where we explored the deeper meanings of faith and spirituality. I am continually impressed by the good works this church does in the community. I am thrilled to see the larger fellowship of UU work towards a more just and equitable society. And now, with all the subtlety of an NPR announcer, I would like to remind you that this is indeed pledge season for UUSF. Any amount you can give is helpful to the church. Turns out a middling stand-up comedian does not make a lot of money, so if you are able to give a small amount, say $5 a month to spare, that is certainly welcome. You should do that. No amount is too small or too large. If you can give $500 a month, I'd like to remind you that money can't buy happiness, but it can buy repairs on a very old historic building. It can fund religious education for the youth. It can help the church provide services for the homeless. Perhaps there has been a day when you needed something, and you came here to this church, to this live stream, and not knowing what you were looking for, you found it. That's something worth not only continuing, but nurturing and growing. Thank you, everyone.